Good day, Ruskin enjoyers. Hope you're right, 'cause it's time for the 48-hour analysis. Basically, in this video, I'm going to look at all the skins of the current Rust Door, make comparisons to the previous Rust Door skins to get a good idea in regards to, well, how much each of these skins are likely to sell by next Thursday, and then knowing that, we'll then question, are these skins still holding up to being perfectly fine investments, or are there any potential problems that you need to be aware of? So, sit back, relax, I'm going to start yapping. Right, let's get started with the first 24 hours of sales. It looks a bit quiet, a bit tame, and I don't think we could be too upset about that. Obviously, we've been saying this for like the past few weeks now, but it kind of does look like skins are starting to slow down. Now, perhaps it's just because, we just had Halloween, maybe people are starting to save their funds, maybe for the naval update, and, well, maybe for Christmas. We'll see, alright? But top selling skin, Blackout HMLMG. Over 12,000 subscribers, and you know what? Fair enough. I've had this discussion in regards to handmade NMGs. I've asked my chat, asked YouTube. You can, offer your opinion as well. Do people even like using the handmade NMG? Someone said a very good response. The standard handmade NMG, the aim sight, it covers like most of the screen. But the Blackout one, lovely transparency. Lovely transparent aim sight. You get to see a whole lot more. And it kind of opened my eyes, and I thought, wow, actually, hang on a minute. Now, by default, I already said that this is very likely going to probably be the best investment for this week, considering Blackout skins and even Blackout weapons, they tend to work out very, very nicely. But we could still be susceptible to seeing some issues with that, so we'll talk about that in a bit, don't you worry. But yeah, just a little thing that just kind of opened my eyes a bit, so okay, that's cool. It's another lowest ever selling Sinotype skin. What? Well, I mean, we've been seeing that for like the past 3 weeks now, yeah. So I'm not sure what's going to happen next. We do anticipate an 18th one to be accepted. We'll see if it actually happens. Should point out we didn't get a small box skin this week, did we? Well, maybe we'll next week. We'll see how it goes. But yes, it is the next lowest selling skin. And Sinotype Dropbox didn't even sell that much. So we'll see what happens with this. Okay, cool. Firefly's Garage Door. I have talked about it quite a lot. I've made a special short video showcasing its qualities. But it is $4. Quite pricey, and a lot of people did bring that up, but I think a lot of people that are criticizing it and its price don't realize the usefulness of its transparency. Of course, with transparency on the bottom, with how you build your base, that can be utilized in a very helpful way. So we don't get many garage doors like that, do we? And I did say that very likely would be one of the better performing garage doors that comes out this year. But at that price, it could be a bit of a problem. So, alright, cool. Only 8,000 subscribers. Perhaps these two skins won't sell that much. I mean, we'll see. And then with the remaining skins, it was a pretty big Rust Door, but I am quite surprised to see quite a lot of the skins here. They just really didn't sell that much. Lowest selling skin, Custom SMG, only barely over 2,000 subscribers. Are you telling me nobody wanted this tier 3 armor? I recorded a short video. Talking about this, and because I said the name too much, it wasn't allowed to have ads. Oh, there you go. Well, it's not my fault. Face Punch allowed it. Just saying. So, alright, fair enough. Anyway, so, alright. First 24 hours of sales, it's fine. But how about we switch over to here and look at the first 48 hours of sales. Now, if I could just actually switch over to here. I haven't refreshed this. This is the actual first 48 hours of sales. So, gaze upon it. Look at it. Witness it. Okay, cool. And then, let's refresh now. Boom. There you go. Now a little bit more up to date. So, yeah. Sales are progressing quite nicely in just like about 2 hours. There you go. You can see it for yourself. That's quite a bit extra. So, all right, cool. With what I'm looking at here, it does look like it will be a bit quieter. In comparison to the previous week, which we thought was, fairly quiet across the board, I think this will be quieter. But considering some of the skins we have, and also with what we could potentially see in December, there's quite a lot to be expected, by the way. I know what's happening, but I can't reveal it until it's officially announced. But let me just say there's a lot coming out in December. It might get you thinking, oh, hang on a minute. Do I even want to spend that much more money now? So, all right, cool. Let's focus and let's go through all these skins and try and figure out how much they're likely to sell by next Thursday. Let's talk about the Blackout Handmade NMG. So I'm sure you've seen the short video that I put out. Let's just switch over to here. You'll see it for yourself. Ta-da! There you go. Yep, I'm always putting out short videos. Always discussing and yapping, and you get the idea. So cool. A nice video showcasing its usefulness. So back over to here. In regards to what we're seeing, a $3 skin, but it's selling quite a lot. But then again, are we honestly surprised? Blackout collection. Well, let's just go through it once more. Yeah, you might notice the backpack. You might notice the Blackout bar. Both of these did about 55,000 subscribers. Okay, maybe we'll just leave it alone. Yeah, sure. And then you also might bring up, what about the Blackout LR300? That's down a price. And I'll sit there and say, well, yeah, it's an LR300. Do you love it? Does anybody like LR300s? No. So let's also just point out, you'll notice that the MP5, the custom SMG, the Python, they're all in the positive. They're appreciated. But those are items that aren't really appreciated that much. And in general, they're standard average skins that get accepted. They go down in price pretty quickly, don't they? So the Blackout collection definitely seems to be like a very extra special, piece that could very likely help it become a very nice investment. So hopping back over to here, as we've already mentioned, 12,500 subscribers. Is there anything we could compare to? Now, in theory, you might sit there and say, oh, Olympus Revolver. Yeah, well, hang on a minute. I'm sure many of you are fully well aware, on the final day, it did like an extra 8,000 subscribers. It went a bit crazy, didn't it? Still holding up its price, though. I think maybe we're better off kind of comparing to the Sinotype Stone, but then adding a bit more on top. So, okay, fair enough. Let's just quickly do some comparisons then. So, at the moment, 19,300 subscribers. We look at the Olympus Revolver real quick, almost 39,000 subscribers. And then I look at the Sinotype Stone, 25,000 subscribers. I reckon we'll probably see between 25 to 28,000 subscribers, but I wouldn't rule out the possibility of pushing all the way up to 30,000 subscribers. But 25, all right, you know what? I'll sit here and say 27 to 30,000 subscribers. I'd be surprised if a lot of people jump in at last second, but like I said earlier, just reading that one comment from someone, perhaps that will make everybody actually want to use a handmade LMG. And, by default, yeah, people are going to want more Blackout skins. The only concern is, this Rust store rotated in quite late. It's like 10 o'clock, 10:15 at night in the UK, which is late. Okay. This is also going to be, rotating out quite early next week because, of course, we had the December update. We have the naval update coming through. So don't be surprised if you see this, rotate really early and quite a lot of people miss out at the last second. Do I want to commit to 25 to 28? You know what? I think I will commit to 25 to 28,000 subscribers. If I'm wrong, all right, fair enough. But I did kind of consider it. So you heard me. Right then. So at that price, honestly, as time goes on, I do believe it will work out. It's happened before with other skins, as I just pointed out to you. Like the custom SMG, the Python, it didn't happen instantly, but gradually as time went on, it was appreciated and the prices did go up. 25 to 28,000 subscribers, that should be fine. Sinotype Electric and Firefly's Garage Door, they're not too far off from each other. And you know what, if we could just switch back over to here, yep, they were fairly close, but the gaps are only getting smaller because the Garage Door is catching up to the Sinotype large box. But yeah, lowest selling skin so far, because we'll probably have another one next week, won't we? So if I could instantly compare to the previous week's Sinotype skin, you'll notice, oh, that had about 11,000 subscribers. All right then. This has just over 8,500. This has just under 8,000 subscribers. Do we have anything that we could compare to quite nicely? Well, I do believe, yes, we do. We have, we could do it, the Abyss L96 and the small T box. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and do just that then. Let's go do a lovely little comparison. So let's go over to here, go back about 4 weeks, and there you go. 19,500 subscribers. And then over to here, just under 16,000 subscribers. So with the current sales so far, honestly, I think these are going to probably do between 16 to 19,000 subscribers. Again, you also have to take into consideration it's going to be an early Rust rotation next week. So considering that, yeah, 16 to 19,000 seems about right. Now then, Sinotype Collection, let's just get a quick look at you. We still anticipate finding out what exactly the box's DLC will be, but also as we go through January time, I honestly think we're going to start seeing a lot of prices improving and whatnot. Of course, the beginning of all this happening, I do believe next week, December 4th swipe, when the naval update is introduced. How many people do you reckon will be playing at the peak player count during the 4th swipe weekend? Feel free to comment below. Let's see who wins. But no, seriously, how many people do you reckon will be turning up? Let's switch over to here. So today was actually pretty solid. As you can see here, average player count has improved once again in comparison to the previous month. And of course, with Monday, it will be the final day of the month, so it does look like November will be surpassing October. Not by that much, but still nice to see. And it's held the interest. Like, things are good. Only September was like a pretty bad slump. I'll take that. I'll be happy with that. But December is where I think we're going to really start to notice it ramping up a bit. And well, you noticed it last year as well, didn't you? So look at this. Okay, not all of that. So, okay. October last year, we had the world update. A lot of very curious people jumped in. They wanted to see how it looked, and people liked it. People stuck around, and the player count was lovely. The following month, November, was also good. Now, in December, we didn't have anything other than Christmas, but 112 average player count. I mean, it was great. It was wonderful. And it was a strong lead-in to the beginning of the month, next month for January. Almost 260,000 people playing at once. Well, I've got to say, everything's lining up wonderfully at the moment as well. It's leading in perfectly to December, and December's supposed to be the perfect lead-in for January. January 4 swipe, in about a month or so's time, is the 1st of January. So we'll see how that goes, but yes, I do believe a lot of people will be turning up for this. Things are looking pretty sweet, and yeah, stay optimistic. Okay, so looking back over to here, Sinotype collection, we'll see how you'll progress. We'll see if it works out nicely, but with this boxes DLC looming over our heads, perhaps we might want to like cash in and sell during January time. It's for your consideration. Now, if you bought the full set because you wanted it, fair enough, that was for you, right? That was a treat for yourself. Merry Christmas to yourself, good job, well done. But if you actually want to use it, hey, might as well just keep it. We'll see how it goes. But if this boxes DLC comes out and it basically is a storage collection, I don't think it's going to be worth about $50. It'll probably be worth around $15. So we'll see what it is. It might just be a labeling system. Maybe it is a storage collection, but it only comes in like a set of like 6. I don't think people would want that, would they? No. So, all right, cool. Firefly's Garage Door, though. If you were to do between 16 to 19,000 subscribers, we've done the comparison with the Dungeon Garage Door like very recently. This will sell less than the Dungeon Garage Door. Scroll. There it is, yep. Doing perfectly fine. Have you gone up in price? It probably did. Right, let me just quickly do this. That's my extension. That's Steam Inventory Helper. If you're ever wondering, Hedge, how are you able to like see more of that? Steam Inventory Helper. It's a Chrome extension. It allows me to, to see the skins in different prices. It allows me to see more of this. And yeah, that's holding up very nicely. That is basically the exact same type of design that the Firefly's Garage Door is. Now, let me remind you, this also sold for $3.49. Firefly sells for $4, but the point still remains, people do appreciate a design like this. A nice, glow-in-the-dark, lovely aesthetic. Oh, the skulls in it are wonderful. But just look at its sales history. It did take a while for it to be comfortable. As you'll notice, it did kind of drop off a few times, but just this past, like, post-Christmas and the summertime, it was doing quite all right. So, okay, cool. Now that you've got competition, would it be a problem for you? Probably not, because Fireflies is a bit different. The transparency in it could be a little bit more helpful. I mean, it has a bit more, but it's not like super helpful. I'm talking about like the holes all over the body. Now, at the bottom point, it is kind of useful in terms of like, do you really want to crouch underwards and see if there's like feet there to notice if someone's waiting for you out there? Like, it's fine. And again, if you want to see like the nice comparison, I showcase all of it in my rust rotation video. I also happen to have a short video of it as well. So consider giving it a good watch. Again, everything's chaptered. You can quite literally see, oh no, I messed that one up. Oh dear. But you can see where I'm talking about, like comparing it with like God, I forgot the name of it, Dungeon Garage Door. You get the idea. Cool. So lovely stuff. Right then, so both of them, honestly, so as long as Sinotype remains in demand, it should be right. And if people do appreciate what you're capable of, it should be quite right. I'm very likely just going to stick with a Baldra and the Firefly's Garage Door, though. Such a high price, it makes me question things. But also, Firefly's collection. I mean, it ain't doing bad. People like this. People do appreciate. How much do you sell for? $1.49, $2.49, $2.49, $2, $4. Will your price be a bit of a problem? Could it be a useful thing because it's stopping you from selling too much? I mean, yeah, we can agree with that. Again, it's selling less or looking to be selling less compared to the Dungeon Garage Door. So, all right, we shouldn't expect an abundance of them on the Steam market. So, all right, we'll see how things pan out. Right, moving on. Furnace. So, with the Furnace Senior Tomato collection, it's a bit odd. I think we could agree. These skins haven't exactly sold tons. They're a bit volatile. One day they go up, one day they go. Whenever we see a new skin being accepted, we always see them spike up a bit. But then again, like, here you go. Here's a perfect example. Just a few days ago, this wasn't doing very well. But you also might notice, hang on a minute, it's got like next to no listings. Yep. So, 7 sales in the past 24 hours. I mean, is that something you really want to care about? Yeah, this is a bit of a problem. Senor Tomato, it is successful. It gets skins accepted. But the thing is, it's not like a full-fledged deplorable collection or a clothing collection, like a tool or weapon collection. No, it's a bit of a hodgepodge. Now, I would expect Sapesh to probably end up doing some clothing and armor eventually. Not anytime soon, though. Of course, with naval update skins and Christmas skins on the way, it might not be happening for a while. But with what I see, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if it does happen. I wouldn't be surprised if they get accepted. No one face punch. Oh, you want Temple Tier 2 or hoodie pants? You want Thunder Gold hoodie pants? No. Senor Tomato clothing. I would like to have like a burlap head wrap. That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, in regards to what we see here, 5,600 subscribers. What could we compare to? Well, of course, I do prepare this. So I said Popstar M249 was probably a good shout. 5,500. $2.49 as well. Probably an okay thing to compare to. So let's just go back to the previous 2 weeks. And oh, there you go. When we saw the Popstar, skin being accepted last week. Oh, what was it again? Hedge. It was literally just last week. The bed. That's it. The bed. Yeah. When that arrived, everything just went up lovely. Again, LR300s aren't appreciated. But anyway, this reached just under 12,000 subscribers. So if you're going to sit there and say, okay, well, what could happen to Senor Tomato then? How much could it reach up to? Well, I think that it'll probably do between 11 to 13,000 subscribers. But I've already talked about the situation with its collection. It's a bit volatile. One day they're up, one day they're down, one day And with the sales as well, I mean, like, I want to look at the sheep in the door. So, in theory, a brand new deplorable has just been accepted. Cool. But, how many of these just got bought? Well, if I look at the past 24 hours of sales, only 17. When you make an investment, how many skins do you usually buy? Would you be satisfied with a skin like that that's only done 17 sales? Now, is it buy orders? That's also a good shout. You can see it's gone up. And then if you look at its history, and it's been a bit funny, I'll be honest with you, Senor Tomato skins don't sell that much, and there's hardly any of them on the Steam market as well. So that's why they're so volatile. I wouldn't consider it. Listen to this. If you like it, if you think it's goofy, and you'd love to have that in your base, and again, consider watching the rust rotation video, because you can see for yourself, it does light up quite nicely at night time, like the whole body of it. So yeah, Senor Tomato will be listed here. It's fine for what it is. Treat yourself if you want it. But if you're looking at that as a nice investment, just remember, furnaces in general, oh dear. Like for the price you see here, you can now go ahead and buy yourself a UFO abduction furnace because it went down in price very quickly. Ghost furnace still seems to be holding up its price, which is quite surprising. In fact, let me just double check. Are the prices up to date? So let's just go see for ourselves. Yeah, no. Okay, well, there you go. But look at it. How many of these furnaces are in the positive? Not that many. I think you should probably be aware that furnaces tend to be not very nice investments. Point made. So, all right. Maybe just better off stick with a barter. Just remember, though, Senor Tomato furnace is not abnormal. So, okay, that might be a bit of a problem. Let's now move on and talk about the SAP from Hell and the Tempered Bed. So, sales are fairly close to each other. And, of course, back over to here, we'll see for ourselves that initially, SAP from Hell had just under 4,900 subscribers, and the bed had just under 4,500 subscribers. Lost my tongue there. Right. What would I compare to? Well, I think, you know what? We could just go back to the previous week and look at the Night Demon Tier 2 and the backpack, the Reptile Hunter backpack. 4,400 subscribers almost, and the Tier 2 went all the way up to about 4,900 subscribers. Right, let's hop to it then. Previous week, please, and what do we see? The Kilt, 11,600 subscribers, and then you got the backpack here, 9,400, almost 9,500 subscribers. So I look at both of these skins, and I also want to take into account their current position with their sales. So let's just see how they're currently holding up. And as you notice, 6,900, 6,300. And then you look at it in comparison to the Senor Tomato furnace. Like, they are not selling that much. Initially, it looked pretty close, but now the distance is only growing. And it makes me question, oh, hang on a minute then. Initially, I'd have said like 9 to 11,000 subscribers. But I honestly think the SAP and the Bed are going to slow down more, and they're going to probably only do between 8 to 10,000 subscribers. And at the current rate of sales, I think that probably will be the situation. We know we're getting more bed skins on the horizon, don't we? Yeah, bed Twitch drops. It's happening. We just had a very cool, lovely Popstar bed being accepted the previous week. Do you think people are going to be desperate for another one? I don't want to say I mean tempered bed, but it's not that, like, there's not that much detail to it. I don't see an anime girl on it. So, yeah, I'm not feeling 100% confident. With its $3 price, I just remembered now, $3. And then that's $3 as well. But have you noticed as well with the SAP? Like the SAP from hell, unfortunately, the whole thing glows in the dark. It's a product of its time, because this waited almost 8 years to be accepted. This whole Rush Door was like a pseudo saw to complete the sets, because a lot of the skins were being accepted from the past, like way back. So this waited almost 8 years to be accepted, but you might not notice it like easily here, but the whole thing glows. And I know for a fact a lot of people do not want to have a full glowing weapon. They do not want to be spotted at night time before they even shoot. So yeah, that both of them. I'm not surprised to see it slowing down. I'm sorry to say, yeah, but it's not surprising. High prices and issues, or rather too many things being accepted before it and free things on the horizon. I guess we're not surprised, are we? So, all right, we'll leave it at that then. Let's now talk about the Bird of Luck L96, the Sheep Matador, and the Thompson. So, hop back over to here. As you'll notice, 4,000, 3,160, and almost 3,900. So, let's now, what would be the best thing to compare to? Well, it looks like Senor Tomato Backpack. Wow, we're kind of, that was the lowest selling skin of the week that week. Well, yep. So, right then, let's go ahead and find out. Well, how long ago was it? There you go. Only just under 8,000 subscribers. And at the moment, it's doing quite all right, but we just kind of talked about that, didn't we? So, okay. If that only did about 8,000 subscribers, what do I think of the Sheep Matador, the L96, and the Thompson? Well, honestly, with the current rate of sales that they have, 7,000 to 9,000 subscribers. However, L96s in general, they don't tend to... Oh, wow, you dropped off very quickly. And unfortunately, the Black Diamond L96, and unfortunately, Abyss L96 down by about 2/3 of its price. A $3 skin down to $1. Ooh. Every single skin is down in price except one, the Blackout L96. Oh, I wonder why. So, yeah, L96 is just... They're not in demand. Bird of Luck collection. It's a weapon-only collection, and it's all down in price. But that's usually how weapon-only collections are. So, it's not in a very good spot. It could sell next to nothing, and it still very likely wouldn't work out very well. Forge Garage Door was first. It's still down in price. Like, disappeared, and it didn't even change. Now, this is something we've seen quite a lot with garage doors and, well, collections that only consist of a garage door and a sheep door. So, if I could just quickly remind you, earlier this year, we have seen the Nuke Vibe sheep door being accepted. Look at it now. It's not doing very pretty. Oh, you can't click collection here, can you? So if I click that and then click the collection, was the collection? Collection, here you go. Yeah. Started off with the garage door. That did quite a lot of sales. Went down in price very quickly. Sheep door's accepted quite some time later. Doesn't even change. Sheep door then goes down real cheap. Ooh. So this also happened with the all-seeing eye garage door and sheep door. Basically, the pattern only keeps repeating, and I just can't help but assume that's not going to work out very well. So take my word for it. I have doubts. But if you like it, because it is a very nice, bright sheep door, I don't blame you. But are you aware that we're getting some very nice sheep door Twitch drops literally very soon? They glow. Transparency. Yes, transparent windows that I think a lot of you might appreciate, especially getting it for absolutely free. So, okay, fair enough. That might be more of a concern. We just mentioned it with beds. Now we can mention it with sheep doors. And the factory new Thompson, I'm sorry to say, but guess what? We're getting a transparent aim sight. What do you mean? Well, the actual literal aim sight has a hole in it. We're getting a Twitch drop Thompson as well. So, okay. Your $3, your $2.49, your $2, and I'm sorry to say, but you will not be retaining your prices, even with you not selling that much. And again, like Thompsons in general, as of recent, they haven't been spectacular, other than, well, 1 and 2. But I also want to mention the Factory New Collection isn't exactly doing very good as well. Weapon-only collection, we're learning, aren't we? Yes. So, yeah, sorry to say, lack of sales with only 7,000 to 9,000 subscribers, and yet still, I don't think the interest is there to keep the prices up. Now, with the Tier 3, the roadside gloves, and the rock. So, well, switching back over to here. Okay, 3,600, 3,400, 3,300 almost, and 3,200. How much are these likely to sell? Well, what could we compare to? I reckon we could go to the previous week and just literally look at the Demon Slayer bolt action rifle. When I saw that, I was surprised to see it didn't have that many sales by the end of the week. Of course, when we did the abnormal barders, we were questioning, could that actually work out quite all right? We questioned, you know, with the sheer lack of skins being accepted, we'll see how it goes. So in that particular instance, it seems to be doing okay as of now. With that, sitting now with only 7,000 subscribers, let's now question if these only did about 7,000 subscribers, could they actually work out quite all right? You know, would things be okay with this? Cock tier 3. So, it's in a position of, well, you know, we could see, you know, boots and gloves, hoodie and pants, tier 2. If any of that is made and accepted, well, of course, we could see the prices rise up ever so nice. But we're probably not going to see it happen until January time. I did allude to it a little bit earlier, but next week, it's pretty much guaranteed we're going to only see naval-themed skins. I'm not sure what's happening with the second week of December, but I do know for a fact, if you quickly look on the workshop right now, you notice quite a lot of Christmas-themed skins are starting to be produced and submitted. So there's a fairly decent chance you're not going to see any cock tier 2 or hoodie and pants or boots and gloves anytime soon, all right? But eventually, sure, I wouldn't say no to that. But looking at this, only 7,000 subscribers. If it isn't selling that much, but there's a possibility that there could be like renewed interest, reinvigorated interest that suddenly causes it to spike in price. I mean, there's only so much of it to go around. So it is in a very, very, very interesting spot, if it happens. Let me remind you, it took 4 months for these to be accepted. But Facepunch did keep a hold of it, and they did go back to it. So would they want to see hoodie and pants in tier 2? What do you reckon? Or dress up like a cock? Chicken, a rooster. It quite literally is a rooster, okay? Don't get mad at me, YouTube. I'm reading what it says. Right then. Cell road sign gloves. A lovely green design, of course, you know, part of the cell shading collection. With the gloves, the tier 2 did rise up a price quite nice. And the cell kilt has been considered to be a nice, very nice budget green kilt option for a budget green set, right? But 7,000 subscribers. Actually, first of all, let's just quickly remind ourselves, 10,300, 10,500, 10,200. When I did my predictions video, I did say that was probably the second best investment with, you know, for this week out of all the skins. First, of course, being Blackout HMLMG. When you compare this with every other road sign gloves, there's 2 other notable green gloves, all right? In the budget sets we've said in the past, where is it? There we are, thank you. I've mentioned tank armor gloves are probably a very nice option. A very lightish green. It's a bit odd with its colour scheme, but it is vaguely green, so it works. That is now pushing up to $6. But of course, in comparison to the Forest Raiders gloves, yeah, they're $36. Oh wow, you dropped off a bit. Anyway, point I'm trying to get across is, it's dark green, it's got bits of yellow, but still, at 99 cents, I think it's in a very, 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 very good spot. And the possibility of only doing about 7,000 subscribers, well, that's looking pretty sweet. Now, to be honest with you, I don't think these skins are only going to do about 7,000 subscribers. I'll sit here and kind of generalise 6,000 to 8,000 subscribers. And to be honest with you, yeah, I think that might be more like a 6,000 sort of sales sort of skin. So keep an eye on that. That is interesting. But it's not abnormal. But next Wednesday night when we do the abnormal barders, I'm looking at that with some interest. A very nice budget option could lead to it. You know, if it doubled in price, would you be upset? Like, oh no, it only went up in price twice as much. No, I'd be happy. Like, $2 for a very nice, cheap green pair of gloves. I think people still happy. You know, they'd be happy with that. So it's not selling that much. It's cheap. I think people will be gradually picking it up and buying it, and the price will slowly, gradually go up as well. Keep an eye on this, right? Tortoise Rock. I brought up this point. So, of course, I'm grabbing all the brand new skins now. But this was the previous batch of skins. I scrolled down. I just want to remind all of you, there is a lot of naval theme rock skins. Wilston! I wouldn't be surprised if you're accepted. But also, I do know for a fact a lot of people do like the fish as well. He sucks your thumb. What? Yeah. So, we got some really wacky, silly rock skins. Will they be accepted? I don't know. But I will point out there's a lot of them. So, the possibility of it happening is probably pretty high. So I mean, at the moment, if you're only going to do between 6,000 to 8,000 subscribers, not bad. But also, look at all the rock skins this year. Are they doing all right? 1, 2, that's it. The rest of them not doing very well. But then again, 11,500, 9,500, 11,700. 18,000, 15,000, 11,300. This is expected to probably be the lowest selling skin. No, Mr. Chick Rock. Okay. But still, he's doing all right. Maybe he will work out quite all right. My only criticism is you can't see the actual turtle's head. Either way, it looks nice. It's cool. I mean, maybe we'll see more of it. Someone did mention when I did my rust rotation video, wouldn't it be cool if we got tortoise rock backpack, like just the shell? That'd be pretty sweet. But we'll see, all right? We'll see. So, all right, lack of sales could be a nice benefit to it. This is also not abnormal, though. Even though it's listed at $2.49, it's not abnormal. So Wednesday night, we'll just have to question how we approach it. And, of course, the chest plate's part of the, tier 3. Vault Custom SMG, we mentioned it earlier. It only had 2,200 subscribers. Now, I'll show it to you once again. Like, wow, people really aren't, like, clamouring for you. Not to sound mean or anything, but it is quite a surprise. Now, in terms of what could I even compare to, the best I could do was the Cargo Heli skins as of recent. And they still sold more than that. So, all right, well, let's go ahead and talk about it. Full Custom SMG. Right now, you have 3,300 subscribers and refresh. Oh my, cool, we just got 2 more. So I'm looking at it, I'm questioning it, and you know what? I think that's going to probably only do between 4,000 to 5,000 subscribers. Now, I can compare to the previous Cargo Heli skins, and they did, at the very least, reach 6,000 subscribers. Yep. But, okay, you know what? I am thinking about it a bit more. Maybe you're more likely to do between 5,000 to 6,000 subscribers. We'll see how it goes. Now, with it being part of the Vault collection, it's a weapon-only collection, and unfortunately, look at that. It's like the 5th time we mentioned weapon-only collections, but look what you see. This keeps happening. But one thing I also want to mention, you are selling next to nothing. I get it. People don't appreciate the custom SMG that much. I get it, right? I could look at all the other custom SMGs and I'll see it instantly that, wow, okay, you're getting bought out. Okay, I'm happy with that. I bought them. We'll see how that goes. But the majority, yeah, they're not looking very pretty, except Blackout. So, okay, cool, understood. But there's one thing that could help out. With an absolute sheer lack of sales, like literally like hardly anything, it's very susceptible to potentially being manipulated. Now, every now and then we'll notice a skin that's getting bought out and it's just massively inflated, and we'll sit there and say, oh, is it actually worth that price? And I'll sit there and say, no, there's a group of people, they're inflating the value to hopefully sell to third-party sites that don't know any better. They'll trade like their inflated, manipulated skins for something that's actually worth something, like a big grin, for example. So keep an eye out for this. But we've mentioned this many times in the past with some very low-selling skins. But sometimes you do suddenly notice that they're suddenly inflated and selling for ridiculous prices. So we'll see how it goes. But I wouldn't rely on that. Maybe just stick with a barter. That is abnormal. So, all right, cool. That is everything then. Is there anything else to mention? Well, of course, next Thursday, it will be the naval update. You can check out any commits, but I don't think anything new's coming out. Also, I should mention, go over to here, go to the items, you'll see that next week we're going to get some birthday things. Now, I'm not sure if the balloon pack is something you're going to have to pay for, but if you've seen like Protox's recent video, you'd see that you can make some balloons, you could put names in it and whatnot. Looks cool. Is the birthday candle hat something you pay for, or is it just given to you? I don't know. But the fact it's here with all the items and whatnot, I mean, I think we might be paying for this. Be prepared. That would be $3, please. I don't know. But anyway, so cool. We also have the Twitch Rivals things here. It is assumed these are probably going to be the general drops for the Twitch Rivals event that starts on the 8th of December. Now, let me clarify. I don't know when it ends. All I know is it's intending to start on the 8th. And of course, we have showcased some of the Twitch drop skins. We are aware of some of them. Not all of them, though. I haven't got confirmation on all of them. I can't do a video just yet. And unfortunately, I probably won't find out until probably next Thursday. Which means I can't record a video before I take part in the charity event. What charity event? Oh, well, let's quickly go remind you. So, back over to here. Mr. Jack Shepherd, let's go take a look at you. I could also look at Becca something as well. Are you going to load up? This is all good. There we go. Thank you very much. Right. So, scroll down. This will be linked in the description. You can see it for yourself. But yes, there is a special charity event taking place between the 4th to the 7th of December. Basically, it's a huge map that's just mostly consisting of water. It's mostly a roleplay event, but there's apparently some activities and whatnot. But this is part of Jingle Jam. So we're going to be having fun, doing stupid things, all in an effort to raise more funds. All right? So I don't actually know what Jingle Jam raises money for. I do apologise, I don't know about that. But, you know, it's all contributing to it, so we'll see how it goes. I'm taking part, and I will intend to stream on YouTube as well. So I do it on Twitch and YouTube, so we'll see how it goes. Cool. So, yep, that'll be linked in the description. You can see what it is, and yeah, it's going to be hectic. Cool. So is there anything else I should point out? Well, here you go. I've got this video right here. Back in September, me and Cheese Taco, we took part in a lovely sub-village fair. It was supposed to be like a carnival, but there's also like a village. Anyway, we approached that. We wanted to make a wall of death. If we're going to have like a carnival, if you've ever had like a carnival in the past where you get the guys, they bring out the motorbikes and they just drive along on the walls, you know, in a circle sort of building, that's what we did. We built something like that in Rust. So you can see how it all develops and how it goes, and, you know, just enjoy the video. It's a very nice, relaxing, almost 2-hour video, but yeah, you know, just put in the background, I don't blame you. It's just nice and comfy. So thank you once again to Chrissy and Rainbirds for inviting us. It was a lovely experience, and you can see that for yourself right there. And so, is there anything else for me to yap about? I mean, let's go back over to my section. I have talked about how I noticed earlier that the Under Assault collection was getting bought out. All of the skins were basically on the front page. That was nice. How come you're not loading? I don't know. What's going on? Refresh. It's taking its time. There you go. I click that. I wait. Well, that's fun. Thank you very much. I don't know what's going on there. But yeah, I'm just keeping track of like things that are happening. I probably do need to make a video, and it will very likely probably what I put out on the 1st of December. Oh, there you go. A little bit funny. I need to talk about Christmas skins. I'm doing a pretty good job selling them. How long is it going to go on for? That's the good shout. That's a good thing to say. But if you go ahead and look at like the previous Christmas skins from previous Christmas Rust stores, you might notice certain skins are rising up in price. You might notice people making moves. You might notice people don't want to pick, you know, try and buy these skins when they go up in price when we're actually sitting in Christmas time. Like, yep, that's gone up to $4.50 now. This risen up in price. This has risen up in price. Lots of these skins from previous, well, literally just last year's Rust store, they're going up and they're looking pretty sweet. And yeah, maybe I do need to make a video just discussing it, talking about it. So, all right, cool. And it's not just like the last year's skins. Go look at all the other ones from previous years as well. You have SEMM right here. Just look at the top right. Go to a previous like year. So here's 22, December 15th. And oh, there you go. I can look at all these, you know, skins now. Not all of them doing perfect. And remember, there's a lot of Christmas skins. And not all of them are going to go up to, you know, go up in price to ridiculous prices. But you get the idea. Cool. So, all right. Lovely stuff. That's pretty much everything. Player count good. My optimism is there. Let's see how many people turn up for the 4-swipe weekend next week. Feel free to comment below. No, I can't finish. Comment below what you think. I need to finish this video because I will lose my tongue. Thank you very much for watching this video. I greatly appreciate it. Keep an eye out on the weekend, over the course of this weekend. All the new skins, trust me, it's not just Christmas skins. We're still seeing some very wacky naval theme skins. I like my hat. Don't judge me. Right, catch you later. See you, goodbye.